one of the things that people fully don't understand about burns is that burns is a lifetime injury. Burns don't go away. They don't get that much better. They subside from the first year, 18 months. They don't look as angry. But what you see now is what you're left with. And you have to live with that for the rest of your life. It doesn't go away. The pain still happens. I've been living with pain for 20 years. It doesn't hurt all the time. It's not excruciating, but nagging little niggly pains, they continue for an awful long time. The other thing is burns, certainly skin grafts, when they're on the hands, will wear out, all according to what sort of lifestyle you have. So you end up having to have more skin grafts. So they're problematic. You have to keep creaming your hands, you have to keep looking after them. It stops you, it does preclude you from doing an awful lot of jobs because of the wear and tear on hands. You have all the stares, all the comments that you've got to learn to live with. It's easier for me because I'm somewhat famous in Britain now, but for a lot of other people, it's not that easy. Other people don't get that opportunity in life to be famous with the injury. I don't know whether people are staring out because they recognise me or because they've never seen scars or somebody who looks like me. But I go on the continent. I've had people run around to come and check in my face again to see what it's like. You know, did they actually see what they saw? They can't believe it because a lot of people hide away when they become disfigured. I never will. But there's not everybody can be a Simon Weston. Not everybody can live with the injuries or the disfigurement or the discomfort or the heartbreak that this type of injury can give and bring. And it's very difficult, very, very difficult. When I got injured, my family didn't know how badly injured I was. They were told I only had 4% burns. So the first thing my mother did was run out and think, well, all his equipment and his kit has been destroyed, so he needs new underwear. So that's what my mother did. She went out to buy that. And when she saw me come off the helicopter, she said to my grandmother, "Oh, Mum, look at that poor boy." And I said to my mother, I cried out to my mother, I said, "Mum, it's me." And she just didn't recognise me. She never recognised me, and she's never seen the same boy that went to war come back, because I've never looked the same. You know, I've seen so many stupid household injuries and fires and burns that unbelievable. Children that were put into scalding hot baths because the father hadn't put water into the bath water, cold water in. Cups of tea burns. People don't pay enough respect to heat. It's not just fire. It's not just the flame. It's not just the glowing bits of the fire around the bonfire that count. It's other bits of materials that lie around that could have been on there. Tin cans, bits of metal, bits of solid plastic that could be nearby. That if it's nearby, it's going to get hot. If you get hot, if you can feel the heat of a fire and it makes it uncomfortable for you, you move away. Solid, inanimate objects that have no ability to feel pain or heat will stay there and they'll get hotter. And if they get hotter and you touch them, you're going to get burnt. If you're lucky, if you're extremely lucky, the worst you're going to end up with is a blister. That's if you're absolute, and that is more painful than you can believe. A burn blister will burn you and give you pain and problems for the next 2 to 3 weeks minimum. I'll guarantee that. In fact, I'll bet people, if they want, as to how painful a blister burn can be, if people want to. It is so destructive. Your families don't know what to do. Nobody's ever trained a family for this. I've never yet seen a book that has been brought out by a company saying, this is how you deal with your children when they're burnt. This is how you bring up a child. Millions of them. This is what you've got to expect. The child goes from gurgling to talking to walking, has teeth, goes from milk to mush to solids. Fine. Grows up, gets to 18, goes to college, goes to university. Nobody says what you do about somebody who's been burned, somebody you love. And it's very, very hard. It's harder on the families in some ways than it is on the person who gets burned, because the families have to watch and be frustrated. They can't give their skin. They can't take the pain away. They can't stop it from happening. Once it's happened, it's a done deal. You're burnt. It doesn't go away. And families have to live with that.